If you're watching this right now, I want you to take a breath, because this is not a coincidence. You didn't just stumble onto this video randomly. Something, whether you call it the universe, intuition, or just that quiet pull in your chest, guided you here. And I think somewhere deep down, you already know why. There's someone on your mind. Maybe they've been distant. Maybe they've gone quiet in a way that doesn't quite make sense. Maybe you've been asking yourself, did I imagine what we had? Was any of it real? And the answer that keeps coming back to you, the one you feel even when you try to talk yourself out of it, is that it was real. Very real. And what the energy is showing me today is that they feel it too. They just don't know what to do with it yet. So stay with me. This one is deep, and it's meant for you. Welcome, beautiful soul. Whether this is your first time here or you've been part of this space for a while, I'm so glad you found your way to this reading. This is a safe place, no judgment, no pressure, just honest energy and the kind of clarity that helps you breathe a little easier. If something in this reading touches you, please leave a comment below. I read them, and they genuinely mean the world to me. And if you want to keep receiving guidance like this, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a reading. Okay, let's get into the energy, because it is moving today. Let's talk about this person first, because what's coming through for them is layered. There's a steadiness to them, almost like they carry things quietly, internally, the way still water holds depth. On the surface, they might look composed. To the outside world, they seem fine. They've probably even convinced themselves they're fine. But underneath that calm exterior, there is something they haven't been able to shake, and that something is you. This isn't someone who runs hot with their emotions. They tend to hold things close, weigh them, sit with them for a long time before they act, or before they say anything out loud. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. They're sitting with the feeling of you. Not in a passive way, not in an "I'll get over it eventually" way, but in a way that keeps surfacing no matter how many times they try to push it back down. A song comes on and they think of you. They see something that reminds them of a conversation you had. They pick up their phone and then put it back down. That energy is extremely present in this reading, and it's not going away for them anytime soon. What's interesting is that even though they may be the one who stepped back, whether they pulled away, went quiet, or created some kind of distance, the emotional thread between you two never actually snapped. Distance in behavior is not the same as distance in feeling, and this person knows that. They know they haven't let you go emotionally, even if their actions would suggest otherwise. And that gap, between what they feel and what they're showing, is where a lot of their internal struggle lives right now. Because here's what's also coming through, they are not at peace about this. There's a storm happening inside of them. Not the kind that's dramatic and explosive, more like the kind that builds quietly, the kind you feel in your chest when you're lying awake at 3 in the morning replaying things you said, things you didn't say, moments that meant more than either of you admitted in the time. They are in that place. They're questioning themselves, questioning the choices they made, wondering if the way they've been handling things is actually what they want, or just what felt safe. And safety is a big theme here. There's something about this person that makes them retreat when things start to feel too real, too deep, too close to what they actually need. It's almost like they have a pattern, a wall that goes up right at the moment when vulnerability is required. When the connection starts asking more of them emotionally, something in them flinches. It's not because they don't care. It's almost because they care too much, and that terrifies them. Depth is overwhelming for someone who hasn't always felt safe being seen, and this person carries that history. You may not know all of it. You may only have seen glimpses of it. But it's there, and it's playing a major role in why they've been keeping distance. Now let's talk about you for a moment, because your energy in this reading is just as important. You've been doing a lot of inner work lately, even if it doesn't feel like it from the inside. There's a kind of honest examination happening within you, where you're looking at this situation, this person, and asking yourself some hard questions. Not just, do they miss me, or will they come back, but deeper things, like, is this what I really want? Do I deserve more than this uncertainty? What am I learning about myself through all of this? And I want to acknowledge that, because that kind of self-awareness is rare and it matters. You are growing through this, even when it's painful. There's also an honesty that you're building within yourself, a clearer, truer voice that's starting to emerge. You're beginning to understand your own needs more deeply. What you're willing to accept, what no longer feels okay, what you've maybe tolerated in the past that you're less willing to put up with now. And that shift in you, even if it's quiet, even if it's just beginning, is significant. Because it changes the energy you're carrying. It changes what you call in and what you allow to stay. Now, back to them, because there's more here. What's also coming through is that this person has a sense of where things could go between you. Not a fantasy, not something they've completely written off, but a real, grounded awareness that there is something here with long-term potential. Something that doesn't come around often. And even if they haven't said that to you, even if they've kept that recognition locked away somewhere quiet inside them, it's there. They know this isn't just a passing feeling. They know what you two have, or had, isn't common. That recognition is actually part of what makes this so hard for them. If it were shallow, they could walk away easily. If it were just attraction on the surface, they could convince themselves to move on. But it's not shallow. And they can't quite convince themselves. The depth of what they feel for you is the very thing making them hesitant, because depth requires courage, and courage requires them to face things about themselves they'd rather not look at right now. There may also be a sense that they feel like they've somehow already revealed too much, shown more than they intended, let their guard down more than felt comfortable, and now they're trying to recalibrate. Trying to regain some sense of control over their own heart. But here's the thing, you can't really control genuine feeling. You can delay it, suppress it, redirect it, but it doesn't just disappear. And they are learning that the hard way. Let me go a little deeper into why they operate this way, because understanding this might actually bring you some peace. This person has, at some point in their life, and it could go back quite far, maybe even childhood, learned that opening up fully leads to hurt. Maybe they trusted someone who let them down. Maybe they loved someone who left. Maybe they watched love be complicated and painful in their own home growing up. Whatever the source, there's a learned response in them that says, the closer you get to someone, the more power they have to hurt you. And the solution their nervous system came up with was to stay just slightly out of reach. To care, yes, but never completely. To be present, but with one foot always ready to step back. That's not cruelty. It's self-protection. But it has a cost. And the cost is exactly what you're experiencing, this frustrating push-pull, this sense of almost but not quite, this feeling of connection that keeps being pulled back right as it's about to deepen. They are not doing this to punish you. They are doing it because they genuinely don't know how to feel this much without bracing for impact. What they haven't yet fully realized, or maybe they're just beginning to, is that this avoidance doesn't protect them. It just prolongs the discomfort. It keeps them from experiencing the very thing they actually want. And on some level, that awareness is starting to break through. Something in them is getting tired of running from their own heart. Looking ahead, what I see is a gradual softening. Not a grand gesture, not a sudden dramatic reversal, but a slow, genuine shift. This person is moving toward a point where staying quiet feels harder than reaching out. Where the weight of what's unsaid becomes too heavy to keep carrying. There's a communication energy building, an urge to be honest, maybe for the first time in a long time. To stop performing composure and actually say what's true. Now, I won't promise you a timeline, because energy doesn't work on clocks. but what I can tell you is that the movement is real. Something is being worked through on their end, and when people work through things genuinely, not just superficially, the shift that comes is meaningful. If there is a conversation, a moment, a reaching out, it won't be empty. There will be something real behind it. For you, the energy ahead looks like continued growth, continued clarity, and an increasing sense of your own worth that doesn't depend on their timeline or their readiness. You are coming into a version of yourself that is grounded, open, and genuinely ready for something real, whether that comes from this person or whether it calls in something even better. Here is what I want to leave with you. Patience doesn't mean waiting without living. It doesn't mean putting yourself on hold, shrinking your world down to the size of someone else's uncertainty. Patience means continuing to grow, continuing to fill your own cup, continuing to move forward, while remaining open to what wants to come toward you. There's a difference between waiting and trusting. Waiting is passive. Trusting is active. It's choosing to believe in your own worth, in the intelligence of your journey, in the timing that serves your highest good rather than just the fastest resolution. Don't reach out from a place of desperation or anxiety. If you do reach out, let it be from a place of genuine clarity, because you have something real to say, not because the silence became too uncomfortable to hold. Your energy is powerful right now. Protect it. Honor it. Make sure that everything you give, your time, your emotional presence, your attention, goes toward things that give back. And if they do come forward, meet them with open eyes, not just an open heart. People show you who they are through patterns, not just moments. Give space for real change to be demonstrated, not just promised. You deserve consistency. You deserve someone who shows up not just when it's convenient or when the fear has temporarily quieted, but someone who chooses to be present even when it's hard. Trust yourself in this. You already know more than you think you do. If you felt this reading deeply and you're looking for something more personal, I do offer private readings where we can go deeper into your specific situation, the energy around a particular person, and what guidance is most relevant for where you are right now. The link is in the description if you feel called to that. I also share extended readings, daily energy picks, and personal guidance over on my community page, so check that out too if you want to stay connected between videos. No pressure, only what resonates for you. I hope this brought you something you needed today, whether it was validation, clarity, a sense of peace, or just the reminder that you are not as alone in this as it sometimes feels. You are seen. What you're carrying is real. And you are more than capable of navigating it with grace. If this reading resonated with you, I'd genuinely love to hear from you in the comments. Tell me where you are in this situation, whether you're waiting, healing, hopeful, or somewhere in between. Your words create community here, and every comment truly matters to me. If you haven't already, please give this video a like, it helps more people find this space who need it, and subscribe if you want to keep receiving guidance like this. New readings go up regularly, and I'd love to see you back here. Take good care of yourself this week. Drink your water, rest when you need to, and remember, your energy is worth protecting. I'll see you in the next one.